Hey guys, how's it going? Dudey here. I am back with another video. So today I thought, you know what, I haven't done a tier list in ages, and I like doing tier lists every now and then. So I thought I will do a tier list on cryptids. Now, for those of you that don't know what a cryptid is, it's essentially a mythological beast, a mythological creature that is thought to potentially be real. Think Bigfoot, think the Yeti, think the Kraken, think El Chupacabra, things like that. They are all cryptids that may or may not exist. So I thought I would do a tier list on just like kind of what I think. You know, is it a bit meh? Is it good? Is it super? Or is it God tier? You know, this is more like how awesome do I think these cryptids are and how awesome would it be if they were real. Before I get into that though, please, if you could hit that like button, share the video, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell, that would be absolutely amazing. I would be eternally grateful. Okay, so let's jump into this cryptid tier list. Okay, so we're going to kick off with El Chupacabra. So let's have a little look at the definition for El Chupacabra. So it says the Chupacabra or Chupacabras literally means goat sucker in Spanish. Chupa is to suck, cabra is goats. This is a legendary creature in the folklore of parts of the Americas, with its first purported sightings reported in Puerto Rico in 1995. The name comes from the animal's reported vampirism. The chupacabra is said to attack and drink the blood of livestock, including goats. Now, why is this creature in meh? Well, for me, I watched a few documentaries on it. I watched a documentary where this lady claims to have captured one, killed it, and actually stuffed it and has it in her living room. And let me tell you, it just looks like a mangy dog. It literally looks like a dog that needed to go to the vets. So I'm concerned that this legend has literally stemmed from the fact that someone has spotted a dog with a skin disease, and rather than taking it to the vets, has just been like, oh my god, look at that, and then gone and told all their friends. So, Chupacabra, you meh. Okay, so next up we have the siren. And I know some people probably think, what are you doing putting a siren in meh? It just doesn't work for me. Let's read what a siren's about. So in Greek mythology, the sirens were dangerous creatures who lured nearby sailors with their enchanting music and singing voices to shipwreck on the rocky coast of their islands. It is also said that they can even charm the winds. I just don't know. It's the whole mermaid thing, the whole half fish, half woman thing. I just don't really get it. And then tying that into singing and that, it sounds like a bad Disney musical, and I don't know. I'm sorry, alright, siren for me, it's just meh. This video is about honesty, and for me, they're just meh. This one might piss some people off. I put Bigfoot in meh. Now, I've done this because I just feel like, you talk about cryptids, you hear about cryptids, it's Bigfoot, innit? Straight away, it's Bigfoot. Every time, it's Bigfoot. It's like, okay, yeah, we get it. It's Bigfoot. And it's just very over talked about, over hunted. I feel like you would have found him by now. The amount of fascination that is on Bigfoot. I'm pretty sure the only evidence other than that picture that is probably fake is that footprint, which pisses me off. As a bipedal creature and you can only find one footprint, it's just, I don't know, there's just something about Bigfoot, it just doesn't sit with me. It just doesn't sit with me, alright? Let me know if Bigfoot being in meh pisses you off. I'd love to find out. And also, let me know down below where you would put these creatures, okay? Right, next up, this is short and sweet. Unicorn. It's a horse with a fucking horn on his head. Need I say more? Okay, so this one, now let me just explain also. So all this artwork is from my NFT company, which is Crypto Creatures, which you can find on the Wax blockchain. But I think this may have been a mistake. So this is from season 1. Okay, all these pieces of art are for our cryptid cards from season 1. I'm not actually sure that a scarecrow is a cryptid, which is on me because I made the list. But yeah, if scarecrow is a cryptid, scarecrows are cool, but as a mythological creature, it's literally it's a stick in the ground, isn't it? That's been decorated, and it just scares crows. I mean, I know there's obviously very cool iterations of Scarecrow in comics and stuff. I've got Scarecrow from Batman, and you got that movie that came out about 2-3 years ago. The Ghost Stories one where there's a scarecrow and like it touches this guy, and then he starts turning into one. He's puking up straw and stuff. That's very cool. But I just feel like, you know, if a scarecrow is a mythological creature, it's just not doing it for me, guys. It's just not doing it for me. So it's in meh. Okay, so next up, in good tier, the first one we have is the Thunderbird. Okay, now we're talking. So the Thunderbird is a legendary creature in certain North American indigenous peoples' histories and cultures. It is considered a supernatural being of power and strength, and apparently with one flap of its wings it can conjure thunder, thus Thunderbird, right? But yeah, I mean, it's a giant eagle that can cast thunder. That's good. I mean, that could possibly be in Super. That's good of it, you know, anyone's money, right? Next up we have Ghost. Did you know that Ghost is actually a cryptid? Because of course it's not proven as to whether they exist or not. I am trying my best in content to try and discover it. That's why I do my paranormal investigations every now and then, which I'm sure there'll be more of in 2022. But yeah, a ghost is a cryptid, and I think it's a good one. I wouldn't say super or god unless I actually discover one and film it. Then I'll do another tier list and put it in god. But it's good, isn't it? You know, it's ghost at the end of the day. And if it is a cryptid, if it's proven, then it's actually quite common, which I know doesn't really make sense when you say that out loud, but it's just people who have died that are lingering around. So it's not like, you know, oh, there's only fucking 2 Bigfoot in the whole world, you know. If the ghosts are real, then in theory, everyone that's ever lived could potentially be one, so there's bloody loads of them. Okay, now we have Owlman. Okay, so this is from Cornish folklore. The Owlman, sometimes referred to as the Cornish Owlman or the Owlman of Mornan, is an owl-like creature said to have been seen in 1976 in the village of Mornan, Cornwall, UK. The Owlman is sometimes compared to Mothman, however, a Eurasian eagle owl is likely the source of this legend. Now, I do just want to quickly plug something very cool, because it's something I'm very proud of. So basically, alongside the NFTs, I am actually co-producing and writing a comic book, and it's still in production. About half the pages, as of speaking, have been drawn out, but the front page was done. Okay, and it was so awesome that I wanted to get it turned into a poster. So that's us down there. That's the Atma boys. That's the Crypto Creatures logo there. But look, the Wrath of the Owlman. So that's the front page of a comic book that I am co-writing, co-creating, and will be released in paper form probably in the new year. So just super excited for that. And I just because we're talking about Owlman, I was never going to plug any of this shit, but I have to say this is probably the coolest project I've ever been a part of. So yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. Just, been making a comic book, and I just think that's really fucking cool. So yeah, back to the tier list. So I must admit, I now kind of feel like I've almost underdone Owlman here, because he is the titular villain of the first issue of my comic book, and I put him in good. But then again, you don't want to, you know, if you're gonna make a cryptid based comic book series, you don't want to come in hot in issue 1 with the, you know, the end game shit, you know. So yeah, we're starting with a lukewarm cryptid. I'm literally just destroying my own comic book here. But yeah, that is Owlman of Mornan. Next up, we have a cryptid local to me, and to be honest, I don't know why I haven't done a little video hunting it. If you'd like to see like me and Lozzie hunt Black Shuck or something like that, let me know down below. So Black Shuck, right, or Old Shuck, or Old Shock, or simply Shuck. It's a name given to a ghostly black dog, which is said to roam the coastline and countryside of East Anglia. That's where I'm from. One of many such black dogs recorded in folklore across the British Isles. Accounts of Black Shuck form part of the folklore of Suffolk, Norfolk, and Cambridgeshire Fens and Essex. Descriptions of the creature appearance and nature vary considerably. It is sometimes recorded as an omen of death, but in other instances is described as companionable. So in theory, I could go hunt this thing and make it my companion. Imagine that. I'm doing videos with fucking Black Shuck next to me. Good lord. It's a combination of a ghost and a chupacabra, essentially. Maybe with a stronger coat. So, next up we have the Honey Island Swamp Monster. Artistically, probably one of my favourites from Series 1. But the actual legend goes that the Honey Island Swamp Monster, also known as the Cajun Sasquatch, is an ape-like humanoid cryptid creature similar to descriptions of Bigfoot, purported to inhabit the Honey Island Swamp in St. Tammany Parish, Louisiana. It has become part of Louisiana folklore, with many swamp tour companies in the area capitalising on its alleged existence. That is considered unlikely by scientists. Well, all of these cryptids are considered unlikely by scientists. But yeah, that is kind of... I feel like that's Bigfoot with extra steps. So it deserves an extra step up into good tier. Okay, now we have the Jersey Devil. So, in the southern New Jersey and Philadelphia folklore of the United States, the Jersey Devil, also known as the Leeds Devil, didn't know that, let's go, is a legendary creature said to inhabit the Pine Barrens of South Jersey. The creature is often described as a flying biped with hooves, but there are many variations. The common description is that of a bipedal kangaroo-like or wyvern-like creature with a horse or goat-like head, leathery bat-like wings, horns, small arms with clawed hands, legs and cloven hooves, and a forked tail. It has been reported to move quickly and is often described as emitting a high-pitched, blood-curdling scream. The Jersey Devil. I mean, it's kind of like a little devil imp dude, isn't it? You know, if it was the actual devil, then we'd probably have to put him in God tier, but... you know, this little devil disciple, if you like, gets good tier. Okay, this one is Goatman. Now, according to urban legend, Goatman is a creature resembling a goat-human hybrid, often credited with canine deaths and purported to take refuge in the woods of Prince George's County, Maryland. I mean, Goatman is he's pretty cool, actually. He could have maybe snuck into Super, I'm not going to lie to you here. But then again, he's a bit of a dick, because from what I can see here, he kills dogs. No one should kill dogs. Cats and dogs are sacred. Yeah, just leave them alone. Alright? Even though I technically put a dog in meh, which I apologise for. Okay, I apologise profusely. But, Goatman, you could have been Super, but you killed dogs. So you're a dick. So, you're in good. Okay, we're into super tier now. We're in the hot stuff. So, we start off with the Sky Serpent. Sky serpents are snakes or elongated serpentine dragons that appear to float or fly in the air. They typically move in an undulating fashion as if they are sea serpents of the air. They are not the same as ordinary flying dragons, alright, don't get that mistaken, yeah, because they manage to fly without wings. Like most Asian dragons, they have the ability to fly. Some sky serpents are seen to have different colours and textures than other sky serpents, which are sighted all around the world. They are dragons that don't need wings to fly. Need I say more? I mean, come on. That is awesome. Next up, the Yeti. Now, I know the Yeti is literally a snowy kind of Bigfoot, but hear me out, yeah? I just think, like I said with the kind of Honey Island Swamp Monster, yeah? Bigfoot, extra steps. Bigfoot plus swamp, cool. Bigfoot plus like Himalayan fucking mountains, minus degrees temperatures. Think of like the Hoth Wampa from Star Wars, so maybe a bit of nostalgia's at play here. You have the Yeti. Oh my god, how sick is that? That is amazing. That is awesome. That is super. Mothman. Now, for those of you that don't know, me and Mothman actually had some beef. No joke. I was harassed by Mothman last year. There were videos made. There was even a diss track made against me by Mothman. And if you go back and watch my video on Mothman, you will see all of those things. There was even a video made, cameo, with Ghost from Call of Duty calling me out. I wish I had the footage. I don't know. I've got it saved somewhere. So Ghost from Call of Duty called me out saying that he was Team Mothman. I think even Lozzie did as well, which was absolutely savage. But yes, me and Mothman go way back. I would love to go to West Virginia to the Mothman Festival. Oh my goodness. I think that's something that definitely will have to happen, probably with the Atma boys. I feel like that would fit the podcast so nicely. Mothman, regardless of the beef, absolute super, almost god tier cryptid in my eyes. Up next, That is Crypto Creature's unique take on Loch Ness. That is correct. That is indeed Loch Ness. Now, need I say too much about this cryptid? I think everyone has heard of Loch Ness. I think it's an amazing cryptid. The fact that it's essentially probably a plesiosaur, if I've pronounced that correctly, literally a fucking dinosaur. Awesome. I know that me and the boys are going to head up there and we're going to try and see if we can spot it, capture it, get a video hunting Loch Ness monster, which I think is just going to be absolutely immense. I can't wait. Loch Ness is an absolutely super tier cryptid. Okay, werewolf. It's a werewolf. Werewolves are awesome. If there was to be, I don't know, some sort of debate behind whether you're vampires or whether you are werewolves, I'm team werewolf. What was it? Team Edward and Team Jacob, wasn't it? Something like that? I'm Team Jacob. I'm sorry. If I could choose, I would be a rabid werewolf. I mean, look at the length of my hair. You know, I'm like halfway there. So werewolves are sick. Werewolves are super. Let's get on with God's here. Okay, God's here. I mean, I don't think that these need any introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, we have the Kraken. Anyone that knows me knows I'm terrified of deep water because of creatures like this. The fact that there has already been, I think, a 60-foot squid on record. The Kraken is probably a real creature. A giant octopus, giant squids. The deeper you go down into the ocean, the bigger things get. I don't know why. I know there's science behind it, but I'm not the man to ask. But Kraken, it's just deep in my fears. Yeah, if I was fucking in a boat and something like that just not even attacked me, just swam underneath me and I saw the shadow, I think I would just die of sheer fear right there on the spot. Game over, I am done. Kraken, just, it is a fucking god tier cryptid. Wendigo, absolutely amazing cryptid. I think the lore behind it is absolutely immense. I just love the concept. You know, there are amazing games and stories out there. The game, what was it on PlayStation? Until Dawn. That's based around the Wendigo. The whole, you know, if you succumb to cannibalism on this certain mountain, I think it is, then the spirit of the Wendigo will possess you and mutate you, and you will hunger for human flesh and lose your humanity. And so it's just, you know, look at the, you know, the fact that it's normally depicted with like a skull head and stuff and like antlers and just, yes, Wendigo, yes. This next one, quite interesting because this may actually be factually incorrect because the Megalodon did exist. So I don't know if that actually declassifies it as a cryptid because it did exist. Does it still exist? That is the question. There is, of course, that story, a true story, that I'm sure you've heard time and time again by now because it really blew up in the last few years, of a great white shark had a tracker in it. All of a sudden, the great white shark just fucking nosedived on this tracker down into the depths at such a speed, but maintained its temperature, which would imply that the great white shark was not swimming down itself, but was in fact eaten whole, and then dived down in whatever creature ate the great white shark. Now, the great white shark is obviously an apex predator, so it would need something bigger than a great white shark. And is that what the Megalodon was? So are Megalodons still out there? But yeah, the Megalodon, much like, to me, the Kraken, it's just one of them things you just don't want to fucking run into, mate. Do you know what I mean? If you're in your little fucking canoe and you run into a Megalodon, you better just hope that you get swallowed very, very quickly. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is my tier list, guys. So let's have a little look. So this is what I've got. So let's just quickly go through it. So in Meh, you have Chupacabra, the Siren, Bigfoot, Unicorn, Scarecrow. Good tier, you've got Thunderbird, Ghost, Owlman, Black Shuck, Honey Island Swamp Monster, Jersey Devil, Goatman. In Super tier, you have the Sky Serpent, the Yeti, Mothman, Loch Ness, and Werewolf. In God tier, we have the Kraken, the Wendigo, and the Megalodon. Now, as I said, these are all my NFTs. If you'd like to check them out, cryptocreatures.co.uk. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this. I really enjoyed making it. It's been a while since I've done a tier list, so I thought, do you know what? I've got some beautiful assets. I love cryptids, so let's just make a tier list. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to me. Let me know what would be in your God tier, super tier, good tier, meh tier. If you'd like to see more like this, just I say, let me know in the comments. I really appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Sweet one, geese.